Archaeologists have uncovered the earliest inscriptions referring to Jesus as God beneath a modern prison in northern Israel, the artifact known as the Megiddo Mosaic. It dates back to approximately 230 CE and offers a rare glimpse into early Christian practices and beliefs. Now, to go right into the specifics, what was written in ancient Greek on the floor was, well, translated into English, is the God loving Akeptus has offered the table to God, Jesus Christ, as a memorial. Now, when you read this part, when you read this translation in English, you're like, okay, what the hell is Akeptus? So Akeptus is ancient Greek for, it's a name referring to a woman who paid for a table used in a place of worship, early Eucharist ceremonies, and this is a straight reference to the Last Supper. Now, I just want to give you my straight opinion on this. This is something that has recently been discovered and talked about on YouTube by bigger channels than mine. Channels are devoted to Christ and Christianity and apologia. Now, what is interesting about this is that it makes a very bold statement, and this is historical proof and evidence, material proof and evidence, but it makes a very clear statement, and you can feel me coming, right? You know what's going on, you know what I'm gonna say. It makes a bold statement, not by someone claiming something, not someone dictating something that is being captured and engraved in stone on a site that was dedicated to Christian worship. Before the establishments of churches, before the establishments of these different denominations, before anything we know we come across this very day, this was the earliest establishment of community life among early Christians. And what does it state? What the statement is all about is that when Christians say Jesus is God, when you have seen the Son, you have seen the Father. When you see the Father, you have seen the Son. Nobody gets onto the Father unless they go through the Son. One who rejects the Son rejects the Father. Like all these statements, they all say and claim one message: Jesus is God. So when this discovery, excavation, says the same thing, but it's just captured in history, in time, and it's something that not people of the modern day have created. It's something people from that time period have created as a statement. Now, when Islam comes along, when Muslims come around, when Islam as a religion establishes itself, it says, no, this notion we reject it completely. So, my question right now, as being stuck in between, who is right? History, archaeology, discoveries, something that has been preserved through time and ages, something that is so old that you can't just fake it, right? This is not fake news, this is not a hoax, this is not a joke. Now, if you use that as evidence, real physical material evidence, and then you go to people making a statement and saying it's the opposite, who is lying? The one that makes that statement, or the one that uses the evidence and bases their statement and opinion on that? That's my question. Everybody knows my standpoint, and I'm just saying what Scripture is saying. You know, I'm not siding in any type of extreme. I'm just narrating. I'm just reporting. I'm just narrating. I'm just sharing something. But what I want to know from people that are watching this right now is that historical evidence enough to erase that error that people have believed for ages, 600 years after Christ? Is it that part that changes this? Is going to change and influence people's opinion that are Islamic? Or is it just going to make it worse? Like, what is it going to do? What change will it bring to the Islamic world? That these excavations, and also keeping in mind the earlier Dead Sea Scrolls that have been found, like adding this to the pile of physical materials that predate Islamic establishment and Islamic scripture, talking about when it started to be written down, not the oral traditions, not the early foundations of the Quranic book. Let me know. I'm curious. I think this is a very interesting topic to be discussing and talking about. There is a lot that can be said, or maybe people that know more, maybe people want to debunk it, maybe people want to share their opinion in a way that's pro or contra. It's up to the audience, it's up to the community. This is kind of just like an open invitation.